All right, so I guess some new report is out there saying that millennials and Gen Zs are buying homes with friends to achieve their home ownership dreams. That's I guess that's what we're doing now. As a millennial, I can say I don't know anybody who is doing this. So I don't know where this report is pulling from. I know I'm not the entire sample of the millennial group, but I don't know a single person that is choosing to buy with friends. Obviously, buying with spouse, even family members. I actually don't know anybody who's buying with family. Yeah, I do. I know one person that bought with a sibling. Um, so this could be a thing. I'm gonna share it. I don't necessarily agree with it. I think it's. I'll share my thoughts later, but simply put, I do think that this is another way for them to trick us out of the, I guess, American dream, so to speak. This is another way for them to trick us out of ever truly owning a home. And so they're going to push this. So I'm going to show you this video, and then I'm going to show you another video that I just, right after watching this, I came across a commercial that is actually pushing this. And I was just blown away that it was like, literally, I feel like the whole system is working together. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Let's watch this. Let's watch the other video, and let's talk about it. It's Ricky Rich from Black Primacy. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on your notifications.
In our Money Watch housing guide, we are asking, how far would you go to become a first-time homeowner? Would you, for example, go so far as to buy a new home with a friend and then live in it together? I'm all here for this. I think this works. Nancy Chen, she's been investigating. She's going to...
No, Nancy, no.
Gail wants to say no.
The market is pushing boundaries, Nancy. Good morning. Tell us about it.
There are boundaries being pushed right now. Good morning, Tony. From buying homes with friends to moving in with family, the numbers show that splitting home ownership is on the rise, and some even think it could be the new norm. But before you go in on a mortgage with your bestie or start packing for mom and dads, there are a few things to keep in mind.
Now, I might stay after you leave.
Gilbert Nantechi and Kwame Nkrumah both call this New York City house home. They watch sports together in the living room.
Yeah, man, I think the Bucks gonna do their thing this year, man.
Share an office when working remote.
I have availability at 12 p.m. today.
And split chores. But they aren't just friends and roommates, they're co-owners of this house. And they're part of a growing trend among millennials and Gen Z, as breaking into the housing market has become more difficult.
You're both under 30 and you have a house.
Yep.
That is a pretty big thing to do these days.
Correct. But it felt really good doing it with a partner. We mitigated a lot of risks.
An industry survey from earlier this year found nearly 15% of Americans have co-purchased a home with someone other than a romantic partner, and another 48% say they would consider it.
Do you think you could have been homeowners if you didn't buy a place together?
The answer is a hard no. I would not be a homeowner in 2024 had we not co-bought.
Niles Lichtenstein launched the company Nestment last year to help simplify the co-buying process.
Is this what it takes to buy a house these days?
Yes. For the past 50 years, property prices have way outpaced wage growth, and that's created this incredibly large gap.
His tips: co-buy with someone you've split major expenses with before, like rent or a vacation. Create a joint bank account with 3 to 6 months of expenses. And finally, hire a lawyer or use a service like Nestment or co-buy to write an agreement that will help mitigate risks, such as a job loss, unplanned expenses, or one of the owners deciding to sell.
Put your incomes together, share some of the risk together, be smart about it along the way, and buy your first home.
It's not just co-ownership growing in popularity. Multi-generational homes with at least 2 adult generations under one roof are also on the rise. Census data analyzed by CBS News found a 57% increase of 25 to 34-year-olds living with their parents over the past 20 years. Pennsylvania home contractor Kevin Kennedy has seen it firsthand and says older Americans are taking advantage of the benefits too. Since the pandemic, more than half of his jobs are home conversions to accommodate multi-generational families.
It's a frenzy of people trying to buy homes, so this is another alternative.
And Kennedy knows the benefits.
So what's for dinner?
Pasta, your favorite.
He built this addition to his house for his in-laws.
They saved a lot of money because they're not paying their big taxes on their house and not paying any big insurance. We consolidated a lot of that into this house.
But he says by far the best benefit is getting 3 generations under one roof.
The best thing was putting a smile on my mother and father-in-law's face when they walked in for the first time and saw their house. You get the big bedroom.
More people, though, even close friends and family, can mean more stress if you do not lay out some guidelines. Experts say make sure to define clear responsibilities from the outset, including financial ones, and also emphasize the importance of respecting each other's privacy and setting those boundaries.
Are you convinced?
No.
Okay.
I could see intergenerational if everybody could have their own section. But I just think with friends, I just think that gets very dicey.
But if you can vacation together, spend time together, you can live together and make money together. Yeah. Money is the motivator, Gil.
But
than having a
vacationing
home,
together, Nate, there's a beginning and an end to that. If you're living together, it's just not for me. But if it works for other people, I say great.
And the folks that we interviewed, they really liked it. I mean, it's like being roommates. You have a lot more responsibilities, and
roommates, we did that in college, Nancy.
This is what it takes these days, though. It's tough to buy a house.
I do think.
But you can buy, rent it out, and then buy again.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then build your portfolio.
And someone's always home to
guys.
get that package off the porch.
That goes a long way.
It goes a long way.
Nancy, thank you so much.
I don't like it. Again, I agree with the idea of it being a good way to get into home ownership. And I think that is likely going to have to be the case for a lot of individuals, especially the younger millennials and Gen Z, if they want to get ahead, right? The difficult part is going to be finding somebody who can go through the steps that they outlined here. Where they at? These steps here. Co-buy with someone you've split major expenses with, like rent or vacation. Create a joint bank account with 3 to 6 months. Like, you got to think the average American doesn't even have enough money to pay for $1,000 emergency. So, like, where are you gonna get this 3 to 6 months from of expenses, right? That's not just mortgage. That's mortgage, light bills, which can be very expensive, heating, all that stuff, along with whatever reasonable repairs that you might see, right? So there has to be enough in there, and then hire a lawyer. That might not be as difficult, but these things right here, unplanned expenses, which is what I was just talking about, or one of the owners, deciding to sell, job loss as well, right? Very, very, very common for any of us to go through a job loss. And if you co-sign or sign up for a mortgage with someone, then you are going to be on the hook in the event that they lose their job, their source of income. So not only do you have to trust them to be good with their finances and to help you come up with a down payment, sign all these papers, help you build up and maintain this 3 to 6 months of expenses. You also have to find someone who is, in the event of a job loss, is not just going to sit on their ass all day and not do anything, right? They're going to get out and figure it out and make sure that they continue to contribute. right? And then just the legal aspects of it, right? Like you own half, they own half. Now, you know, something happens to them, you got to deal with their family, or something happens to you, they got to deal with your family. Certain family members may feel entitled to your space, right? They might have a sibling or a mother or a father who is now pulling up and opening up your garage and going through kind of, you know, your belongings because it's their son or sibling's house or whatever as well. Like there's just way too many variables to be signing up with a friend, in my opinion. I like what Gail said. It wouldn't work for me. Doesn't mean it wouldn't work for everybody else. But most importantly, beyond all of that, like I said, I can look past all of that if someone said, you know what, I really just want to do this with the homie and get this money as an investment. No problem. I can actually look past all of that. Beyond all of that, it still goes back to, you know, one of the main thing that I've mentioned in a few other videos about the housing crisis and the housing shortage, is that these are, again, tactics. I feel that these are tactics and reports that nobody really has seen, right? They show one person and then throw up a bunch of numbers. I don't even know if I believe those numbers. I feel like these are tactics that they are using to get us comfortable with never owning property ourselves. It's just another way to, just like I did the video on the tiny homes, right? It's like, yeah, cool. You bought a home. It's a tiny home, but come on, like, is that where we at these days? Like, we can't even get like a, you know, 4-bedroom home, 3-bedroom home, you know, with a backyard and a front yard and space between us and our neighbors where we can like live. Like, we got to be living on top of each other in a little small shack now that you guys are really going to charge us more for from a square footage perspective. Yeah, the house may be 100,000, but from a square footage perspective, you're spending a whole lot of money for that little plot of land compared if you were to buy a bigger plot of land. So I don't like it. I just don't like it. And that's the main reason why I don't is I really feel like there's more to it than just, oh, you know, here's a new way to get home ownership. Here's a new way for us to continue to keep housing prices high while we force y'all to live in unconventional ways. I don't like it. I don't like it. But if you're gonna do it for investment purposes, that's cool. But just do it for that, right? Just don't get tricked into this. Before I go, I wanted to share this. This was really interesting. So I got live TV. My live TV is set up a little bit different. I'm saying this because I got a point to saying this. My live TV is set up a little different. So this particular channel that I was watching, I think was like a channel that airs in like Alaska or something like that, right? So I say that to say that the ad that I watched, this Zillow ad, was not targeted based on any internet search or anything, you know, anything that I was watching. It's completely unrelated. The TV that I have is different, I'll say. Okay. And so it was just interesting that I had just watched this video and added this to something that I wanted to talk about here on the channel. And then later on that night while I was watching TV, this ad came up and I was just like, it's all part of the plan. So here, check out this Zillow commercial that basically is pushing this same idea.
Oh, whose is this? I wanted a house. She did too. Pizza. What did you break? I knew I couldn't do it on my own. Food's here. All right. So we thought, why not go all in together?
Okay.
That's when buying a home together got real. That was my good vase, wasn't it?
Just like that. Just pushing it. And then in his commercial, they had 3 friends. I thought that was interesting. 3 people with a little over $100,000 in buying ability, buying a $370,000 house together. That just screams disaster. It just screams disaster. All of y'all own 33% of this home. At some point, y'all gonna want to get married, move on. It's just gonna be a mess. Someone's gonna lose a job. Someone's gonna want their boyfriend, fiance, husband to move in. It's just, to me, it's just a joke. I just, I cannot see that working out well in the long run. Even from an investment perspective, you would really have to have the other individuals involved would really, really, really need to be all locked in financially. Like, y'all got to be on the same wavelength in terms of getting money, saving money, investing money. And that's not going to be the case for, I would say, like 90% of the people that try this. It's just not going to work. Like I said, 70% of people live paycheck to paycheck. And like 70 or 80% of people live paycheck to paycheck, and like 70% of people don't even have $1,000 saved up for an emergency. Don't even have the ability to save that. And you want to take those statistics and go out and get 2 other people and buy one of the biggest investments that one could buy in their life. Not a good idea. But y'all let me know what y'all think, all right? This was good. I hope I'm reaching somebody out there. This was good. Y'all let me know what y'all think. It's Ricky Rich with Black Primacy. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on your notifications.